Welcome to Carolina Sculpture Studio. My name's Clint Button. I'm a granite sculptor. It's curious in this business how you'll do a project and within a short period of time you'll do two or three of the same things and then you may not do it again for months or years. Recently did a short video on repairing and conserving a marble table base that had a head broken off, and that stone barely left the studio before I got called about fixing another one. So obviously the earlobe here is a little challenged by gravity, so we're going to fix this. Before I fix this though, I want to go through and talk a little bit about the materials that I tend to use, what I like, what I don't, why I like things, and what actually works. Because this is obviously a piece that's been repaired in the past, just like the last one was, and it wasn't done properly. And a lot of that has to do with the adhesive products that you use. And I won't get into whether it's a glue or a putty or a paste or an epoxy. I don't really care. I'm just going to tell you what we use as professionals. Now, I keep a kit for repairs. When things like this come in, you know, things don't break when I'm carving them. We have people that call for repairs, and so a lot of this sits for a long time. I was trained in the studio, and we always used Akemi. And Akemi is a paste product. You either have, this is transparent or clear, and this is white. And this uses a ratio of paste to an activator that comes either in a liquid or in a paste form, and you have to mix them in the right ratios. If you mix it with too much activator, it goes off immediately. If you don't put enough activator in there, it may not go off forever. It may always stay soft and be a failed repair. Or if you're doing an installation where you want the epoxy to hold it in place, it may not cure hard enough. And so if you're accurate, it's no problem. If you use it a lot, you know what to use. If you use it sparingly once in a while, like I typically do, where I'll go months or years between actually having to use it. The activator, these are all dried up. There's a little bit left in that one. These are both basically dried up and gone off, and so I got to buy a new activator. There's another product called Domo. This is an epoxy that's a professional stone product. This is like Domo. This is a proprietary brand, and it's just a part A and part B. I get it from Miles Supply. Great company to work with. Miles or Bicknell, or there's a Granite City Tool. There's a number of them that you can get these products from. But for this product, you just use an equal part of A and B. And if you're not real, if you're not real astute like me, I can keep that straight. I can figure that out using A and B. Now, for different repairs, for marble, we may try to tint the epoxy to look like the actual stone that we're fixing. And so I keep a supply of, you know, this is some Carrara marble. This is some Colorado Yule. I've got some different types of product here. There's some dark soapstone from a bear we did, and when I drilled the holes to put the pins in, I saved the dust. Just on the chance, I had more than I needed, so I saved it, just on the chance it would match something in the future. And in here, there's some other pieces of marble and flour that you grind up, and then you use that when you mix your epoxy to try to get a good color match. With granite, you use a clear product, and then you'll stud it with small pieces of granite along the joint if there's room, so you can go back and touch it with a chisel and whiten it up and help blend the repair into the job. Now, one of the reasons these products are important is that normal epoxy or glues, when they when they size, or they actually grab as they adhere and they shrink and pull together as they harden, may be too strong for the substrate that they're gluing to. And that's basically what happened with this product stone. This large grain marble is relatively fragile, and so when this hard epoxy squeezed and tightened up, it probably just fractured all along this surface joint and broke a bunch of crystals, and so it just falls apart. This is a little bit of the Miles paste, and you can see that it's got a little bit of flex to it. It's not rubbery like silicone, but it's got some give to it. So as the stone expands and contracts minutely with heat and cold cycles, and as this sizes, it's not so strong that it pulls the repair apart. And so this works really, really well. We've had projects that we fixed a terracotta statue for a customer a few years ago, and I had to use, we went through several different trials because everything I applied to it, even this, was too strong for that very weak terracotta piece, and it would, when it sized, it would just exfoliate all along the break. And so we ended up having to clean the repair off multiple times, and I found using a liquid nails product for masonry worked fantastic. It didn't matter as much, that one, blending it, because it was an outdoor piece and it was terracotta, and we were able to paint it to hide the joint a little bit, to stain it. But it was the only product that would really hold and made the best repair. So sometimes you got to be flexible. Now for general cleaning, obviously we used just some hardware store hydrogen peroxide on the last piece. This is another product you get through Miles. It's just a derivative of carpet cleaner, and it's I used to use old spray carpet cleaner. And you just spray stain lift on the stone. When you get a stain on here that you don't want, you spray it on there and it'll whiten up, and as it whitens up and turns to powder and dries, then you can take a clean dedicated brush and brush it off. It works really well, and if you have anything for any oil on stone is really, really bad, and so or if you get cut and you get a little bit of blood on a stone when you're carving, you keep this stain left around for things like that, because you have to, if you can touch it and carve it off, and then make sure you go ahead and spray some stain lift to keep it clean. After a stone has been cleaned, this is litho clear. This is basically just clear spray paint, but it's designed for stone, and you can use this or a countertop sealer product after you've cleaned something to try to keep it clean, because you'll be able to clean the damage off the stone after that, or the stains or the dirt off the stone, because most stains on stone, a lot of them are really permanent, especially on marble. But wanted to do a separate video for this, and we'll get into, I'll do another video here in a minute for actually doing the repair on this head and this big old earlobe. That's kind of cool, but this gives you an idea on what I use as a professional to repair stone, and they all work fine. I don't have a big preference one over the other in terms of the finished result, but the equal parts A and part B are just easier for someone like me to keep track of and handle. So that's a lot of times what I fall back on. But if I have any clear, where I need clear product, and you can see this thing, I've had it for many, many years, and it's basically full. I think I've opened it once, and there's not much in there. So and that's just been used to glue pins in to install stuff. So I just don't do a whole lot of repairs, and especially on most of the repairs, you can see this is white, and it's all for marble, because marble breaks. So but anyways, some good products, a little bit of input, background on what's used and what works and how we do it. Get your product for your epoxy that you use. Get real stone-based product. Get your samples of different marbles if you happen to be repairing more than one kind of stone, not just yours. And just put together a kit, and when you need it, you can whip it out and do a repair. So that's about it. Once again, my name's Clint Button here at Carolina Sculpture Studio, talking a little bit about restoration and conservation work, doing some repairs to marble, and this one is mainly just about products that are used. So thanks for coming in.